Good morning. Stay with me for a minute while I finish getting ready for class. As my screen's getting all confused. I want to talk about so last night. It's probably fake. You never know these days, and probably more likely than not. But I'm sitting here and Tigger. All the cats want to get involved as soon as I start talking to somebody. They're like, "What about me?" I had a wrong number supposedly text me, asking if I was Kelly, her Pilates instructor. I wish. Pilates is no fun unless you got a partner. I ain't got one. And then we started chatting for a while. The trigger that says, it's probably not real is when she's like, well, you want to switch over to WhatsApp? Because during COVID, when I was going in and out of the spiritual hospital, getting all the pieces of my body, reconnecting with the whole world, I'd have people. I went on dating sites or whatever. I never met it with anybody ever, but I'd always end up chatting with somebody that always have like, I'm in textiles. I work in St. Louis and travel back and forth to New York City. Like that's like the story of everything. Like every scam is like that. I'm an affluent female and I just run my own business and I can do anything and go anywhere. So what could you do for me? Yeah, we could talk for a minute. And then they just ghost me. It's probably some dude anyway. Anyway, so I'm chatting with her. And made me realize some things. Sort of that I've always known. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. But of course, she tells me she's Asian. She travels back and forth to Singapore every couple months. Lives in LA. That sounds really appealing. And I tell her about myself. And then, of course, everything about me throws up all these weird flags like, what? That doesn't fit. What? That doesn't fit. What? That doesn't fit. She says she's 35. She's like, well, and I said I'm 43. And that number sounds really big. And then I sent her a picture and she's like, what? You look like you're 30. Well, that's nice that a woman says that I look younger than she is. That's always the response I kind of get. And then she's interested. She's like, oh, he's cute. And then we chat for a while. And then, that's the thing about dating. Like, then she asks, like, so do you work? On a woman's mind is, does he have money? Does he have anything I want? Like, as if it's like a robbery. She's like casing the place. Does he have any money? Does he have any inheritance? Does he have a house? Does he have a motorcycle? Does he have a car? And really when it comes down to it, to me, it makes sense. All those things that we set up in our mind that it needs to be, all that shit gets in the way. It totally limits it. Like if a woman's like, oh, I want a guy in finance because then he's going to be good with money and we'll always have money and he'll always have a job no matter where we move. Yeah, but if his mind's only on money, then he's probably going to be, well, he could be a few different ways, but it's probably, you're not going to be able to necessarily build things together. I mean, maybe more so in today's world when people are multifaceted, but like in, you go back, a lot further you go back, then the way somebody's a bricklayer, then all bricklayers pretty much act the same. Somebody's a banker, they pretty much act all the same. And so you can kind of expect something. In this day and age, you can't really, I mean, there's a lot of flexibility. But, like a teenage girl, take her. Not right now. Talk about teenage girls. Like, it's something for the ego attached to. It's like, oh, but he comes from a well-to-do family. Or, oh, he's got a motorcycle. Or, Ooh, he's the bad boy. He smokes pot, and I like to get high, or whatever. But all those things, no matter what it is, Tigger, change and fade with time. Like once you move in together, okay, so we had a baby. Oh shit, I got to sell my motorcycle, you know. But she's got her baby, so then she doesn't care. It's not that big a deal. She's like traded one thing off for another, and it's like slowly she strips a man apart and then has all of him, and she already had all of him on her body to begin with. So that's not fucking fair. So, like, I think right now it's like culture's trying to integrate woman while multifaceting men. Because really, when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter what you do in life. Ultimately, the pinnacle is marriage. But if that's the pinnacle, then it turns into a decrease. Then everything just starts getting all muddy and complicated, and that's where I see that it doesn't really matter what facets of life you come from. It really has to do whether you can build things together so that the rest of the world can fall away, but together you both provide services or whatever, business, personality, and that's what it really comes down to. If you can grow exponentially together, regardless if you're both like living at your parents' house in your 30s and waiting for that right thing to click, and you can do anything. But the other thing that you needed was the other person that was already geared up in the same spot. So you could come together and, oh, okay, I got this idea. You got that. Okay. Well, we got all kinds of shit we could work on, right? And one of the sad things is, well, then somebody who's been single a long time, well, then we're like, fine, I'm going to do my own thing. And then you start doing your own thing. And then you run into somebody, sure. And it could be coincidence or it could be fated. But then that person is going to start pulling you away from you. And then there's always going to be this battle between, well, I got my thing and you do your thing. But then we have this other thing. It's the third party. It's called us. But the rest of the time we're doing something completely different and it's our own. So we don't need each other. But, for a leisure thing, for something extra, we can have each other. And that's like inside out, right? And even though she was like kind of badgering me in a soft way, just like, oh, so like, what do you do, this and that? And I tell her, well, I'm just going to school. Well, you don't work? I didn't say whether I worked or not, because fuck, all I'd ever do is work. I just don't get cash money for it, in the same way as other people. And she's like, well, I just want to stay 18 forever. I'm like, hello? Yes, you hit it right on the head. I want to stay 18 forever too. And be able to grow and have everything I want and need. And be able to enjoy the fruits of life. And see, going to work is the term of, well, I got to do it because I got to make the house and the car payment and insurance and stuff. But see, that's the great thing where I'm at. See, oh, he doesn't have a car? Yeah, but then he's got his free time. And you won't get any car accidents. Don't have to pay for gas. Didn't have insurance. Total freedom. If you needed to go somewhere, somebody would show up. I'd be able to get there. If I wasn't meant to go there, well, I guess I wouldn't have a ride. Or, no matter what, I would walk to New York City if I needed to. If it was that fucking important. And so everything just works out. And then all the time is free. Rather than somebody that, like, so then those still in the ego-based mind are like, oh, well, I got a fancy car. Yeah, but that takes up a third of your budget. Oh, look, I got my own apartment. Okay, there goes 50% of your budget. So you got 25% left over. If you like shopping, well, fuck, so you're broke all the time. No matter how much money you make, you're still broke. Well, fuck, me too. But I have fun all the time, and I like buying stuff. I like fine stuff, specific stuff, unique things. It would cost a lot, or you'd have to spend a lot of money to search for it to find the right one. And well, what's more rare than ourselves? So I can get my shoes on. Left behind. Oh shit. So life is. Then, yeah. It's really about two things that fit together to make a whole. When both are whole, kind of like the letter B, where the male and the female, each is a D, but then you just bend it over. Look, you got a perfect circle. But each one was whole in and of themselves. Everything will go up from there. See you soon. I guess I'll continue on from earlier. My goal during fall break here is to quit smoking. That'd be a big one, huh? That's not a reason not to love somebody, see? Because in a relationship, you make everything work. Because there's always going to be things that are going to be different. Like, for instance, if she demands, well, you got to brush your teeth before you kiss me. You can't smoke in the house. Okay, fair enough. Now it's free. I can do what I want to, and I know the rules. Same with, okay, well, got my man rules, or whatever, however it goes. But then, all of a sudden, then turns into, what? He came home, and his routine's off. Where is he? Oh, she's in the bathroom brushing his teeth. I'm not ready. And they sneak up on each other. But it's an interesting conversation I had last night. Kind of eye-opening. Like from the perspective of, well, it's just a bunch of text messages between me and it might as well be AI. But how? Well, she's got a Pilates instructor. She lives in LA. It's expensive to live there. She goes to Singapore several times a year. But she wants to stay 18 forever. She's 35. No kids. She's got everything in the world except for a guy like me. And she's like, oh, well, if you come into town, I'll buy a coffee. I don't care about no fucking coffee, If I came to town, it'd be to see you. I don't care about anything else, And that's the way my mind works. But everybody's attached to money and stuff. And I care less about money and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's all great. But at the end of the day, then when you wake up in the morning, where is it? It's across the room. It's in the garage. It's at the job. It's in the bank. It's just you and whoever's in your bed with you. And then throughout the day, you're still in bed together, even though you're apart. And so that's the only thing that really matters in life, is to be with the people or the person that you care about the most. And spread that love everywhere you go. I guess I gotta clip this damn video together before I post it. Just wanted to put some up today for the fun of it. See you later.